Hello everyone, it's DA here. Hope you guys are doing great. Hope you are doing amazing. Today I have some Anthem news as well as my thoughts on a particular issue. When the game launched, at first it was all about the game being too grindy, then it moved to too many loot without a real purpose, now it's about lack of loot, and of course we still have the Inscription issue, which will be one of the main topics in this video. Now I'm sure some of you have received javelin components that doesn't complement the type of javelin that you have. For example, an elemental javelin getting a physical damage mod. That just doesn't make sense at all. It's like if you have a mod that says reduce fuel consumption on a V8 engine when you know that your vehicle uses a V6 engine. Now I hope that kind of explains or helps you understand how that issue is. Basically, we have perks that doesn't make sense on certain javelins and weapons. In fact, a lot of people already contacted the developers about this, and they have addressed this complaint and said that they will be looking into how loot is distributed. This is part of the bane of random rolls, to be honest. Certain things just don't fit well at times. And this also kind of reminds me of Diablo 3, which had a similar issue at launch with its gear inscription. Now, of course, in Anthem, a lot of items drop a lot quicker, while in Diablo 3 at that point in time had issues even dropping items at all. Now I will say I haven't had an issue with farming masterwork items, except for the couple of times when I get the same weapon twice with the same trash roll on it. So those are the only few times, but in terms of, getting real quality items, I haven't had a big issue on it. Lastly, there is a conversation about the whole game feeling incomplete. I hear this a lot of times. Some people ask me about this on Discord, in the comment section, and as I've said in the past, I haven't burned through every single content in the game. I didn't rush to endgame like a lot of people or burn through the whole thing. I have a total of 61 plus hours in the game, and that is because I didn't make my whole life part of the game, and I think that's one of the big issues going on right now. I do other things, and I think content creators burn through the whole thing the most because they are trying to play the game and probably create content for it. They turned it into a whole chore. For me, I play the game as a regular gamer who has other things to do. I don't have an issue with replayability right now because we already have a roadmap, which means there won't be a content drought, and we have new items dropping starting next week. So that is not going to be a big issue. And as I've said also, as long as the DLC is free, I don't mind the wait on certain items or the excess grind in certain issues. Now, I've seen a lot of people try to compare this many times, and if we want to compare Anthem to Destiny 1 and Destiny 2 vanilla state, the biggest issue are the fact that people had to pay for the DLCs after feeling like the game is incomplete. Personally, I think Anthem is more complete than those games in their vanilla state. Now, that is just my opinion. Except for the raid stuff, of course, which Anthem currently doesn't have right now. Even Destiny only had a handful of strikes, and the story never made you care about low-level or basic NPCs as much as we have in Anthem, where in some cases you actually go back to certain regions just to talk to certain people. Now, I see a lot of people having this great suggestions about how it will be nice if you add this or add that in the game, which are also incredible. Still, these two games, Destiny, Anthem, all of them are great games in their own right, and if you decide to get Anthem a year from now, you will not have to buy the base game plus the DLCs, and that is good news in my own opinion. Now, as I have said in the past, this is the business of selling a service. That is why Netflix gives everybody a show. It doesn't even have to be great or have to be excellent. It is just part of the way the thing is. And of course, some shows do get better over time. The next content update for Anthem starts in a week or so, and if you play the game like you have a life outside of the game, you will not burn out before the next content drops. Let me know your thoughts about the loot inscription and the content load as well. As always, thanks for watching this video. Hope you enjoyed. It's DA signing out. I'll see you in the next one.